Hello, folks. This is Tom Martin. This is my lottery strategy game, Decoding the Powerball, the Powerball guessing game. I'm picking my numbers to the drawing on February 16th, 2019. If you'd like to give me any feedback on my game, Decoding the Powerball, then please email me at decodingpowerball@gmail.com. Thank you, and please subscribe. Okay, so the premise behind my game is for you to correctly eliminate groups of numbers. There are 69 white ball numbers in the Powerball lottery. Only 5 numbers can come up as winners, so that means 64 numbers can't come up at all. So for me, I just think it should be easier to pick the numbers that won't be coming up than the 5 that actually do. So to help me do that, I'm going to turn to the 5 strategies of my game. So strategy number 1, the game card color code. Okay, so what you're looking at here is what I call the game card. This is a format that I came up with that represents the 69 white ball numbers in the Powerball lottery. I really don't have anything for the Powerball itself. My goal is to get all 5 white balls correct and win the $2 million prize at the Power Play option. Okay, so first things first is I'm going to go to the Powerball homepage, and the 5 white winning numbers that just came up were the 2, 8, 14, 24, and the 69. Again, I really don't care about the red ball. Okay, so what I do is I take those 5 white winning numbers and I put it at the top of this list, okay? And then I'm going to find out what colors they were, okay? So the 2 was red. The 8 was orange. The 14 was green. The 24 was purple. And the 69 was green. Okay, so here's the red, the 2, the 8, the 14, the 24, and the 69. Okay, so now I add up how many colors that came up, okay? So I have 1 red, 1 orange, 2 green, and a purple for 4 colors total. Okay, so now I come up to the color code drawings, and I'm going to make this 306 drawings now. And out of this 306 drawings, 104 drawings came up a 4-color combination, okay? So I want you to take a look at this 3-color combination, okay? So I have 306 drawings and 165 drawings came up a 3-color combination. So that means that a 3-color combination comes up more than half the time. Okay, so I just want you to keep that in the back of your head here. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I come up with the colors here. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate all these colors and start over. And what I do is this is my color code right here. Okay, so you can see that the last 3 drawings are going to be all red numbers. Okay, so these numbers I'm going to fill in the color code right now. Okay, so it was the 2, the 8, the 14, the 24, and the 69. And then the drawing before that was the 1, 2, 3, the 7, the 39. And then it was the 5, 13, 28, 38, and 63. Okay, so I'm going to make these all red numbers. And now I'm going to count how many red numbers there are on the game card here. Okay, so I got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 4 is 14. So I'm going to make this 14 here. Okay, so you're looking at this and you say, okay, I see 3 lines of 5 numbers. That should be 15 numbers, but here the 2 repeated. Okay, so I can't color that in twice, so that means it makes it 14 red numbers. Okay, so now I'm off to the orange area, and I'm going to start off with the 10, the 17, the 18, the 43, the 65, and then it was the 2, which is already taken, the 12, 16, 29, 54. And then it was the 8, which is taken, the 12 taken, 20, 21, 32. And then the last row was 23, 25, 47, 48, and 50. Okay, so the way I designed this color code is what I did is I took the 69 numbers and I divided it by 5 colors, which equals 13.8. Okay, so my goal is to get as close to as 13 or 14 numbers per color as possible. Okay, and the way this color code is set up, that does it for me. Okay, these colors never change. Okay, and it does give me a pretty good result, but right now I'm in a low with the purple. Okay, so this is kind of like a caterpillar here. You start at the top and then it keeps on moving down, and that helps with the color code. So right now I'm low on the purple numbers, but give this 3 or 4 or 5 drawings and the purple will be back up to, that 13 or 14 mark, which I'm looking for. Okay, so you can see that I start off with 3 groups of 3 of the red. Okay, the last drawing. There's only 3 because I want that my goal to be as close to the 13 or 14 numbers as possible. And with this, just having the last 3, this will give me a maximum of 15 numbers. Okay, so once I filled this game card in with red numbers, I'm taking away at least 14 numbers here. So that means I need more orange. I need more orange numbers to get up to that 13 or 14 mark. Okay, and then I need even more green numbers to get that 13 or 14 mark as well. Okay, so again, the color code never changes, and I'm going to do the green one right now. Okay, and I'm going to start off with this 5, which is taken, the 8's taken, and I'm going to start off with the 41. The 65 is taken, 66. The 14, 29 is taken, 31, 56, 61, 7, 36, 48 is taken, 57, 58, then the 6, 19, 37, 49, 59, then the 3 is taken, the 7's taken, the 15, the 27, 69 is taken, and last row 8, 12, 42, 46, and 56 is taken. So I'm going to make these green numbers. Okay, so I never counted out the orange, so I'm going to count the orange now. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so that's above where I want it to be. Okay, and then the green, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 as well. Okay, so I'm way over that mark as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll over to save time. Okay. And this is what the game card looks like now. Okay, so again, I started off with 14 red, 17 orange, 17 green. Turned out to be 14 blue numbers and 7 purple numbers. Okay, so you can see that I changed the game card to 2, 16, 19 now. Okay, so again, the premise of the game is to eliminate numbers. Okay, so I'm looking at the history of things over here, and I see that a purple number has come up in the last 5 drawings now. Okay, so since purple only has seven numbers to it and it came up in the last 5 drawings, I'm going to predict that no purple numbers are going to come up. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate the purple numbers off of the game card. Okay, actually, I'm going to scroll over here a little bit. Okay, so 216, this is the last drawing of 213, and this is 216 where I'm going to eliminate these purple numbers. like so. Okay, so in the last drawing, I'm going to scroll back over here. You can see that there's no blue numbers here. Okay, so no blue numbers came up. So if you picked that for the last drawing, you could have eliminated all the blue numbers and gave yourself a much better chance at winning the Powerball, or winning some kind of prize anyways. Okay, so the next thing is I want you to be involved with this. Okay, so I'd like you to draw out a game card at home. Okay, so you can pause the video and draw this out if you would. Okay, so if you're gonna follow me with going with no purple numbers, then this is how your game card should look. Okay, so you should X out what you think is not going to come up. Okay, and if these numbers are not going to come up, then the ones left on the game card have to come up. Okay, so I'm off to the next strategy here, and that's strategy number 2, the 50-50 picks. Okay, so what you're looking at here is what I call the 50-50 picks. Okay, with this card right here, all I keep track of is odd numbers and even numbers. Okay, so there's 5 winning numbers. There's 5 white winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so there has to be a majority since there's 5. Okay, so with the last drawing here, let me go back to the game card. Oh. In fact, I have it right here. The winning numbers were 2, 8, 14, 24, and 69. So that's 4 even numbers and 1 odd number. Okay. So I'm going to change this to 351 drawings. Okay. So there was 1 odd number and 4 even numbers. And now I'm going to change this to 166. Okay. So 166 and 185 equals 351. Okay. So what I do is I break these out into 5 just to show me the majority of the last 5 drawings. Okay. And the last 5 drawings here where the odds won 3 drawings to 2. Okay. So you can see that the evens are behind a lot now. Okay. Just a month ago or 6 weeks ago, these were even. Okay, it was like 140 to 140. All right, so you can see how things change, and as I go down through, you can see how many times the odds have won the 5 drawings here, the majority of the 5 drawings. Okay, so now I think it's going to go on an even kick. Okay, so again, we're all going to look at this a little bit differently, but for me, I think that the next drawing will be the majority of even numbers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write that down, and I want you to write that down as well, what you think it's going to be, what the majority you think will be. Okay, so I think it's going to be evens. Okay, so the next one is high and low. So everything in the blue is low, everything in the red is high. Okay, so the only one that we had in the high was the 69. Okay, and then it was the 2, 14, 24, and the 8. Okay, so that's 4 low, and I'm going to change this to 175. Okay, so since this has hit 6 drawings in a row here, of the majority being in the low, I'm going to say that the next one is high. Okay, so when I pick my numbers, I want it to represent at least 3 high numbers. Okay, and that will give me the majority. So the next one is left and right. So again, it was the 2, the 8, 14, 24, and 69. So you can see there was 1 to the left, 4 to the right. I'm going to change this to 178. Okay, and as I go down, you can see that there was a bunch of right here. So I think this is going to jump over, and I think that the majority will be to the left side. Okay, but I'm not as confident as I am with this high here. So I'm going to go back to the game card, and I'm also going to write high. That I want the majority to be in the high area. Okay, so the next one is this red and blue. Okay, so again, it was the 2 and the 69 here in the red, and it was the 8, 14, 24 in the blue. So there was 2 red and 3 blue, so the majority was in the blue. I'll change that to 153. Okay, and as I go down through, you can see that, well, the red has taken the majority a lot. Okay, so you can see it reflects it right here, 198 to the red and 153 to the blue. Okay, so my gut feeling is that the majority will be to the blue area. Okay, but I'm not going to write that down because I don't feel as confident as the other two. So I'm just going to keep this. Okay, I'm going to make a guess out of 2 out of 4 of them, and I'm going to say there's going to be more evens than odd numbers, and it's going to be more to the high side than the low side. Okay, so one last thing I have here, I have the Powerball pick. Okay, so as I go back to the Powerball homepage, you can see that the Powerball was 26. So I'm going to write that down, 26 right here. Okay, so red means high. Okay, so there's 26 red numbers total. So what I did is I just divided it by 2. All right. So a blue number means low, 1 to 13, and a red means high, 14 to 26. And then over here, I have odds and evens. Okay, so the 26 is an even number, so I'm going to keep that blue. Okay, so why I do that is now I just get to look at the colors here. Okay, so I see that there was 3 reds in a row, so this next one, I think it's going to be blue. So I think it's going to be a low number. And since I don't see too many single blue numbers over here, I'm going to say that this is going to be a single blue and that this will be red. Okay, so I'm thinking that the 9 is going to come up. Okay, that's what I'm going to play. So hopefully the 9 will come up and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm off to the next strategy. Strategy number 3, the individual numbers. Okay, so what you're looking at here is what I call the individual numbers. Okay, let me reduce this down so you can see the whole card. Okay, so again, the 2 came up and it was red. So I'm going to make that red. Okay, the 8 came up and that was orange. Okay, then it was the 14. That was green. And then the 24 came up. And that was purple. And then the 69 came up way over here, and that was green. Okay, so let me bring this back up for just 1 second. Okay, so you can see that the numbers are 2, 8, 14, 24, and 69. So the 2 and the 8 are in one group. The 14s in the teen group, the 24s in the 20 group, and the 69s in the 60 group. So this hit 4 groups total. Okay, so let me explain this a little bit more here. So again, there's 69 white ball numbers in the Powerball lottery here. So what I did is I broke these out into 7 groups, okay? So the first group has the numbers of 1 through 9, and then it's the teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s for 7 groups total, okay? So this is the only group with 9 numbers, and the rest have 10. Okay, so why I did this is because I created 7 groups, and there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers, okay? So I know that 2 of these groups cannot come up, all right? So the strategy is try to eliminate what group you don't think is going to come up, okay? Try to correctly guess what group won't be coming up. Okay, so in the last one, no 30 numbers came up, okay, and I happened to pick that. Okay, so for this group, for this one, I'm going to say that no numbers of 1 through 9 are going to come up. Okay, so there's a bunch of things that help me make that decision. Okay, you can see that I break things down in every 5 drawings. Okay. And the reason why I like to do that is because it usually shows me a majority. But for this, in the individual numbers, if there's been a lot of hits in this 5 drawings area here, then maybe there won't be so many hits in the next 5, or vice versa. Okay? So there's been a ton of hits here in 1 through 9 numbers here. So I just think it's going to cool down, and I don't think any numbers of 1 through 9 are going to come up. Okay, so I'm going to blow this back up here. And I'm going to go back to the game card. And, you know, like I said, with the 50-50 picks, I think there's going to be more high numbers than low numbers. Okay, so that's why I feel pretty confident that no numbers of 1 through 9 are going to come up. Hopefully, anyways. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the game card. Okay, so for this drawing, I said no numbers of 1 through 9. So let me take those off. Okay, and in the last drawing, I said no 30 numbers came up, so I'm going to eliminate all the 30 numbers. So if you picked that correctly, you could have eliminated all the 30 numbers here. Okay, so this is what the game card looks like so far. All right, so I'm going to go back to the next strategy. And that is strategy number 4, picking the numbers I hope will miss from group 1. Okay, so what you're looking at here is what I call the group 1 numbers. Okay, so what I did is I took all the numbers and I divided it into 4 different groups, and I put colors to these groups. Okay, so when the Powerball numbers land within these groups, I record where they land down here in the stats. Okay, so again, it was the 2, the 8's right here, shares the square with the 66, and I'll go over that in a second. Okay, so it's the 2, 8, 14, 24, and 69. Okay, so there's 1 in the red area. There was 3 in the blue area. No winning Powerball numbers in the orange. And 1 in the green. That's 69. Okay, so I'm going to color these red for a hit. And I'm going to color the miss blue to represent a miss. Okay, so now I'm going to mark this 98. And that means that there's 98 blue marks within this column here. Okay, so again, the strategy is with this is try to guess where the 0 is going to come up. Okay, if I could have correctly guessed that no orange numbers were going to come up in the last drawing, I could have eliminated all these numbers and gave myself a much better chance at picking the correct 5 winning Powerball numbers, the 5 white winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so I'm going to go to option card number 2. Now I have 15 of these option card numbers. I'm just going to go over a couple of them here, the first 3. All right, so again, the numbers were 2, 8, so the 2 was red, 8's green, 14 is orange, 24 is green, and the 69 is orange. So there was one red, there was no blue, there's 2 orange, and 2 green. Okay, so again, if I could have correctly guessed that none of these blue numbers were going to come up, I could have eliminated all these numbers and gave myself a much better chance at picking the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so I'm going to move on here to the last one that I set up. So the 2, the 8, the 14 are all in the red. The 24 is in the blue. There were no orange numbers. And there was one green number, the 69. Okay, so now I'm going to make this 104. Okay, so that's what that looks like. All right, so you can see that I did number 4 already. That's already up to date. Okay, 5, 6. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to write down on a piece of paper red, blue, orange, green right next to each other. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'd like you to write down where 0 is under the color. Okay, so the first one, I'd like you to mark a 1 underneath the orange. Okay, and now mark a 1 underneath the blue and the orange again. And here's another one for the blue. And then the red and the green. Then the orange again. The red. The orange again. Orange again. The blue. The green. The red. Okay, so here you could see a row. Okay, so that means that all 4 color groups had a hit to it. Okay, so I like to keep track of that, and when a row doesn't come up in like 10, 12 drawings, well, I think it's due to come up. Okay, so the last one, mark down another orange. Okay, so if you did it correctly, you should have 3 marks under the red, 3 under the blue, 6 under the orange, and 2 under the green. Okay, and that's 14 zeros total. Okay, so what I do is I take a third of the option cards. Okay, so I have 15 option cards, and a third is 5. So when there's 5 option cards that have a 0 to it, like this orange did, it actually had 6, I color this blue. Okay, so it gives me some separation. Okay, so if it's 4 or less, I color it red. Okay, so if I can correctly guess where a blue mark is going to come up, then that gives me an idea of where these zeros are going to be. Okay, so I think there's going to be a lot in the blue area. Okay, and I also think there's going to be a lot in the green as well. Okay, so again, there was 14 zeros total. So when I go through here, I'm going to give you an opportunity to pick for yourself where you think this blue mark is going to come up. Okay, so I'm going to start from number 1, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down a little bit. Okay, and then work my way back up, and then you make a decision on where you think the 0 is going to be. Okay, I don't have a good feeling about this number 1. Okay, And the reason why is because it had a huge gap here between these rows. Okay, so I think that there's going to be a row up here. So I think all 4 of these are going to have a hit to it. Okay, but who knows? Okay, the next one, I'm going to go down. Then back up. And I don't have a very good feeling on this either, but you know, a lot of times there'll be a double 0, like right down here. This is a 000, okay? And I do think that there's going to be a lot of blue misses, so maybe this, maybe you want to consider this blue area not having a winning Powerball number to it. Okay, so next one is number 3. And you can see that no orange numbers came up in the last one, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick that no blue numbers are going to come up on this one, all right? So if I could have correctly guessed on the last drawing that no orange numbers were going to come up, I could have eliminated all these numbers, which I'm going to do right now, okay? So again, this is the last drawing, and I'm going to eliminate these orange numbers. Okay. So as I go back, you can see that no orange numbers, okay? So for this drawing, I don't think any blue numbers are going to come up. And the reason why is because a 1 comes up a lot, and you can see that, you know, with the other columns as well, you can see how many times a 1 comes up, okay? And I don't see too many in this blue area, okay? So I'm going to think that this is going to be a 0 as well, so I'm going to eliminate all these blue numbers off of the game card here, okay? So this is this drawing over here. This is the current drawing, and I don't think any of those blue numbers are going to come up, so I'm going to get rid of them. Okay, so this is what I mean by sharing a square here, okay? So the 19 and the 67 share a square. So as I go back to group 1, you can see that there's no numbers off here to the side, okay? So if I get rid of this square right here, I'm going to get rid of the 19 and the 67 at the same time, okay? So it's just a way of how you look at groups of numbers, okay? So with this particular group, the 19 and the 25 are in here. So I got 8 numbers, and 8 is 16, and then I got the 19 and the 25 for 18 numbers total that I'm looking at, okay? So I don't think any of those 18 numbers are going to come up. So again, I want to get rid of them, okay? Which I did over here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to group 1. And I'm going to go down and back up. And you make a decision on what you think is not going to come up, and X those numbers out on your game card. Okay, so I'm going to move over to option card number 4. Again, now this is something where I see a row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 single rows, okay? Hasn't doubled up like this yet, okay? So my gut feeling says that this is probably going to be a row as well, okay? So it would be really good when I actually get down to my 5 numbers that it will line up saying that there's that all these color groups are going to have a hit to it, okay? So I'm going to move on to the next one. And I'm going to go down and make my way back up. Okay, so here again, I have a couple of single zeros, 4. So possibly, again, I think there's going to be a lot of blue misses, at least 5 of them. Okay, so this could be one of them. All right, so you may want to take that. But I'm going to move on. And again, I'm going to go down. And come back up. Okay, so for me, I'm going to make a pick here, okay? For the last drawing, I'm going to pick that no green numbers came up, so you can see that no green came up. But for this drawing, I think there's going to be more even numbers than odd, and I think there's going to be more to the high side than the low, okay? So for this drawing, I think another 0 is going to come up in the red area. Since these are all odd numbers and they're in the low side, I'm going to get rid of those, okay? Hopefully they don't come up. So I'm going to go back to the game card, and for the last drawing, I'm going to get rid of these green numbers, and for this drawing, I'm going to get rid of the red numbers. Okay, so the last one was just all these evens here. Okay, and for this one, I'm going to get rid of the odd numbers that are left. Okay, so let me go back to the group 1. Now, that's all I'm going to pick is just those 2, okay? But I'm going to give you the opportunity to look at some more option cards here and make a decision on what you think is not going to come up, okay? So here's a 1 in the green. So this could be a 1 right here, okay? So maybe you think that no green numbers are going to come up. Or here's the blue, okay? So make a decision. Pause the video if you need to, okay? And I'm going to move on. Option card number 8, I'm going to head on down and work my way back up. Okay, so here you can see that 11 drawings in a row, this blue had a hit to it. So maybe no blue numbers are going to come up in this option card number 8. Okay, so make a decision and X them out if you like. Okay, next one is 9. I'm going to go down. Make my way back up. Okay, so I want to point out something else. Sometimes these things repeat itself where there'll be a 2 here and a 2 right here, okay? Let me show you like this 1 and those 1. This 3 and the 3, okay? Just to give you an idea of what could happen here, okay? Okay, so make your decision. And now I'm off to number 10. I'm going to head on down. Work my way back up. Okay, so you may be wondering what this number 3 is. Okay, no 3. You can see over here that there's 3 zeros in a row. Okay, and as I keep on going down in this orange area, you can see that there's 3. And I keep on going down in the green. You can see that there's 3 over here. Okay, there's never been 3 in this blue area. There's never been 3 zeros in a row in this blue area. Okay, so I think that's due to happen. Who knows when it's going to happen, but this certainly could be a 0 right here. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to go down, make my way back up. And you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros in a row. So maybe this is going to double up. Okay. And here, over here, there's a single. So maybe there'll be a 1. So maybe there'll be no blue or green here. Who knows? Okay, so make a decision. X them out. Okay, we're getting there. I'm going back down here. Okay, I'm going to work my way back up. So here we go with this blue again. It could repeat itself. A 3 here, a 3 here. Okay. Over here in the green, you can see that there's 3 blue marks here. So I really don't think that's going to happen. I think there's going to be a hit here, but who knows? Okay, so make a decision and X out what you think is not going to come up. And then here with 13, we're getting there. Okay, I'm going to work my way back up. Okay, so after a long run like this, usually there's a short run. Okay, or it could be another one over here with the green. I'm sorry, I'm going to go back so you can see the whole card. Make a decision, X them out. Okay, so here's 14. I'm going to go down. Now we can make my way back up. So here we have one that's 13, has a run of 13 so far. So maybe no orange will come up. Make a decision and X them out. And the last one, I'm going to head down. Make my way back up. Okay, so certainly right here, this 1, 1 certainly comes up a lot. Let me show you one. Like right here, right here, right here, right here, okay? So this kind of pattern just comes up a lot, okay? So maybe it's due to come up again with this green, okay? So make a decision and X them out. And now I'm off to the next strategy. Strategy number 5, picking the numbers I hope will miss from group 2. Okay, so what you're looking at here is what I call my group 2 numbers. Okay, so much like group 1, where I divided things into 4 different groups, here I divided things into 8 different groups. Okay, so with this, again, there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers. So I know that 3 of these colored groups cannot have a winning Powerball number to it. Okay, so the strategy is try to correctly guess which one of these colored groups won't have the winning Powerball number to it and eliminate that group of numbers off of the game card. Okay, so I have 15 of these option cards as well. So what I recommend is that you just pick one where you think the 0 is going to be and move on to the next one. Okay, so I'm going to fill this out. I haven't filled it out yet. I haven't filled out the first 3 so I could show and tell here. Okay, so again, it was the 2, which is blue, the 8, which is yellow, the 14, which is brown, 24 yellow, and 69 was purple. So I'm going to go blue, 1 purple, 1 brown, and 2 yellow. Okay, and the reason why I do that is because I have everything going from left to right. Okay, so there was no red. There was 1 blue, the 2. There was no orange. There was no green. The 69 was in purple. The 14 was in brown. There was no gray. And there was 2 yellow, the 8 and the 24. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 color groups that hit. And since the majority is over here to the right side, I colored that 4 green, okay? So as I look back through the past, I can see, wow, there's a lot of red here, and now it's slowly turning to green, okay? So I think this is going to stay green, so I think the 0 is going to be over here, okay? So again, when you look at this 0 with the red, okay, I go up. You can see that there was no red numbers here, okay? None of these red numbers came up, okay? So what I'm doing is, again, the 25 shares the square with the 65 here. So I got 4 numbers here and 4 here, but there's actually 2. So I'm just concentrating on these 9 numbers, okay? And none of these 9 numbers came up. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the next one. Again, for a little show and tell. Okay, so again, the 2 and the 8 came up for 2 red, 14, 1 blue, 1 orange, and 1 gray. So 2 red, 1 blue, 1 orange, and 1 gray. So 2 red, whoops, 1 blue, 1 orange, no green, no purple, no brown, and 1 gray. And I hit 1, 2, 3, 4 color groups. And since the majority is over here to the left, I'm going to make this 4 red, okay? So since there's been 6 reds in a row, I'm thinking that the 0, a couple of zeros are going to be over here, and the majority are probably going to be green, okay? So let me just keep on going, and I'm going to come back to these things. So I'm going to do this last one, number 3, and then the rest are all filled out. Okay, so again, it was the 2, which is orange, the 8, which is purple, gray, purple, red. So I got red, orange, 2 purple, and a gray. No blue, 1 orange, no green, 2 purple, and a gray. And again, that was 4. And the majority is over here on this right side, so I colored that 4 green. Okay. So I think there's going to be another green. So I think there's going to be a miss over here somewhere. Okay. So another thing that I like to explain here is why this is blue and this is red. Okay. So again, I'm always looking for the majority of things. Okay. So I break things out into 5, so it will show me the majority. Okay, so you can see that there's 3 zeros there. So when that happens, the majority is misses. So I colored the background blue for cold. And then here you can see there was 5 hits in a row, and so the majority was hits. And when that happens, I colored the background red for hot. Okay, and the reason why I do that is because I know the lottery is so random that nothing can stay cold forever and nothing can stay hot forever, okay? So I just have to look at this and correctly guess when it's going to get cold, okay? Because I'm always looking to eliminate numbers, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to option card number 1. And I want you to see how it's 0 for the red, 1 for the blue, 0 for the orange, and 0 for the green. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this is what I call the group 2 overview. Okay, so again, let me look at this again. 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay, so there was a 0 in the red, 1 in the blue, 0 in the orange, 0 in the green, okay? So now I'm going to go back and look at the purple, brown, gray, and yellow. So it's 1, 1, 0, 2. So 1, 1, 0, and 2 hits in the yellow. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the red here for the next one. And that was 2, 1, 1, 0. So red had 2 hits, blue had 1, orange had 1, green had 0. 2, 1, 1, 0. Okay, so now I'm going to do the purple, brown, gray, and yellow. 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay, and now I'm going to do the third one. Okay, so the third option card, I had 1 hit in the red, none in the blue, 1 in the orange. So it was 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay, so with the purple, brown, gray, yellow, 2, 0, 1, 0. Okay, so the reason why I do that is I have 15 option cards, so I want to see what the majority was for hits and misses. Okay, so I'm just going to count the red here. So I had 1. Oops, this should be red. Okay, so I had 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me make this all red here. Okay, so I colored all the hits red. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so total, I had 9 hits. So that means that's 6 misses. Okay, so 8 will give me the majority. So if there's 8 or more hits, I color this red for hot. If there's 8 or more misses, like down here in the green, I color it blue for cold. Okay, so the reason why I do that is because I'm going to go back to this group 1 here. This is where I keep this information. Okay, so you can see that it was 9 hits, 6 misses here. Okay, so what I do is this gives me a way to try to guess as a group what's going to be hot and what's going to be cold. Okay, so for me, I think there's going to be lots of hits in this green area for the green option cards. Okay, so I want you to look at this. There could be another blue mark right here in the brown. So as you're going through this group 2 here, since I think there's going to be lots of green misses and lots of brown misses, when I'm looking at this, I'm going to say, well, I think there's going to be lots of green misses, so maybe I'll take this as a green, as a miss, okay? And I'll get rid of these green numbers, okay? So what I'm going to do is I've already decided to go with no red numbers, okay? So as I go down here again, what I want you to do is take your time, look at this, and decide where you think the next 0 is going to be. So for me, I think it's going to be right here, okay? I think one of them is, all right? I know that there's going to be 3 of them, but on average, there's usually 4, okay? Just like the last one. It had 4 hits, 4 misses to it, okay? So it's kind of like a coin toss flip here, pick. You got a 50-50 chance of picking correctly, okay? That's why I say only pick one, okay? So I'm going to pick this 0 for the red, and that's what happened with the last drawing as well, okay? So no red numbers came up in the last drawing, and I don't think any red is going to come up in this drawing, okay? So I'm going to go to the game card. For the last drawing, no red numbers came up, including this 25. And for this drawing, I don't believe any red numbers are going to come up right here either. So I'm going to get rid of them. Okay, so as I go back, hopefully you made your selection, okay? And now you could pause the video to X out any of these numbers that you chose, okay? So now I'm going to move on to option card number 2. Okay, so for me, I think it's going to be a 0 right here in this red, so I'm going to go with the red. Okay, in the last drawing, it was green. So the last drawing, I'm going to get rid of the green numbers, and for this drawing, I'm going to get rid of the red numbers. Okay, so what I need you to do is make a selection on where you think the 0 is going to be. Okay, and again, there's been 6 drawings where the majority has been over here to this left side. So maybe the 0 is going to be over here. Okay, who knows? So I'm going to go up, and I'm going to get rid of these green numbers for the last drawing and these red numbers for this drawing. Okay, so here's the last drawing. Get rid of this green. And for this drawing, I'm going to get rid of this red, which is the 66. Okay, so I'm off to the next one. So again, if you need to pause the video, do that so you could X out what you thought was not going to come up. Okay, so off to option card number 3. Again, I have 15 of these option cards, all right? So for this drawing here, I don't believe any red numbers are going to come up again. Okay, so I think the 0 is going to be right here. In the last drawing, I picked brown, and that came up as well. I mean, that came up correct, okay? So make a decision on where you think the 0 is going to be, okay? Pause the video if you need to, okay? So I'm going to head up. And again, I'm going to get rid of the brown numbers in the last drawing, and I'm going to get rid of the red numbers in this drawing. So that's it for the last drawing. And this is it for this drawing. So the 69 and 53 share the square. Going to get rid of that. Okay. So now I'm moving on to number 4. Here, I think another red is going to miss. Okay. I think there's going to be a 0 right here. I just think there's going to be lots of zeros in this red area. Okay. And then the last one, I'm going to go with the yellow. Okay. So the last drawing, I'm going to get rid of the yellow numbers, and this drawing, I'm going to get rid of the red numbers. Okay. So make a decision on where you think the 0 is going to pop up. Okay. So pause the video if you need to. Again, I'm going to get rid of the yellow numbers in the last drawing and these red numbers in this drawing. Okay, so last drawing, get rid of the yellow. And this drawing, I want to get rid of the red. Okay. So hopefully you made your decisions. Again, pause the video if you need to. Okay, number 5. I'm going to go with green. Again, I thought there was going to be lots of green numbers, so I think the 0 is going to be right here. And in the last drawing, it was purple. So the last drawing, I'm going to get rid of the purple numbers. This drawing, I'm going to get rid of the green numbers. Okay, so make a decision on where you think the 0 is going to be. And then eliminate or pause the video and X out the numbers that you think are not going to come up. Okay, so again, last drawing, these purple numbers. And this drawing, the green numbers. Okay. So last drawing was the purple. And that's it. Okay, and over here, this drawing was the green for me. And you X out your numbers, okay? Okay, so next one, number 6. All right, the last drawing, no purple numbers came up. And for this drawing, I'm going to pick no green numbers. I think that this is going to stay blue here. I think the 0 is going to be right here. And the last drawing, it was purple. Okay, so make your decision on where you think the 0 is going to be for you. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, so again, last drawing was purple. So I'm going to get rid of the 7, 16, 23, 32, and so on. And for this drawing, I'm going to get rid of the green, which is the 6, 13, 22, 29. So last drawing was the 7, 16, 23. And this drawing again was the 6, 13, 22. Oh, whoops. Sorry, that's over here. Oh, okay. 6, 13, 22, 6, 13. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the 54. Okay, almost messed that up. Okay, so off to the next one. Number 7. The last one was no purple numbers came up. Okay, and for this drawing, I don't think any green numbers are going to come up, so I think the 0 is going to be right here for me. Okay, so again, pause the video if you need to. Make a decision on where you think that 0 is going to be. And then eliminate those numbers. Okay, so the last drawing, it was purple. And this drawing, I think, is going to be green. So the purple's 57, 50, 59, and the green is 49, 68. So last drawing, get rid of that. And this drawing starts off with the 49, so I'll get rid of the 58 and 68. So I got rid of a bunch on that one. Hopefully none of those numbers come up. Okay, so make your decision, X them out. Okay, pause the video if you need to. All right, off to number 8. Okay, so the last drawing on number 8 was no blue numbers came up. Okay, and for this one, again, I don't think any green numbers are going to come up. I think the 0 will be right here. Okay, so we'll see what happens. So blue and green. Again, pause the video if you need to. So the last one was blue, and that was the 6, 15, 22, 32. 6, 15, 22, 32. Okay, so in this drawing, I picked the green again, and that's 8, 13, 24, 29 all the way down. I'll just get rid of the 40. Okay, so again, pause the video if you need to. All right. Moving on to number 9. The last one was brown, that nothing came up. Okay. And this one, I'm going to pick purple. I think the 0 will be right here. Okay, so again, pause the video if you need to. All right. And again, no brown, so it was 9, 20, 6, 31. So I'll get rid of that 20. And then in this drawing, I don't think any purple numbers, so that's the 11, 18, 5, 32. So no numbers came off of that one. Okay, I almost screwed that up again. Okay, 11, 18, 5, 32 for this drawing over here. 11, 18, 5, 32. So I got rid of 2 more numbers. Okay, off to the next one. Option card number 10. The last one was red. You can see no red numbers came up. And for this, I'm going to go with orange. I don't think any orange numbers are going to come up. So I think the 0 will be right here. Okay, so again, pause the video if you need to make the decision. And the last drawing, I'm picking red. It's 112 all the way around. I'll get rid of the 12. And then for this drawing, no orange numbers, which is 318 all the way around. What I mean by that, it's 318, it's kind of the same pattern all the way around, okay? So 318 all the way around for this drawing. And there's nothing there to eliminate, so. Okay, next one is, again, pause the video if you need to X out those numbers. Next is 11. Okay, so I got 15 option cards, so we're getting down there. The last one was yellow. See that no yellow came up? And with this one, I couldn't make a decision, so I didn't pick anything, and it's all right not to pick something, okay? So with the last one, I'm going to go with the 4, 21, 39, 50. 4, 21, 39, 50. And there's nothing there to take away. Okay, and I didn't make a pick here. Okay, but you certainly can. Let me go back down because I kind of went through that pretty quick. Okay, so pause the video if you need to. And again, pause the video to X out your numbers. Okay, off to number 12. Okay, for the last pick, it was yellow. no yellow numbers came up. And for this one, I don't believe any purple numbers are going to come up. Okay, so yellow and purple. So pause the video if you need to make your decision. Okay, so I'm going to go with the yellow first for the last one. It was 3 and the 39. 3, there's nothing over here. And for this one, I went with the purple. So that's the 6 and the 34. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm over here. And there's nothing to eliminate. Okay, so I'm off to the next one. Sorry, maybe I went through that a little too quick. Again, pause the video if you need to make your decision. And pause the video again to X out the numbers that you went with. Okay, so off to number 13. Again, I only have 15, so we're getting really close to the end. Okay, last drawing, no yellow numbers came up. So I'll get rid of that for the last drawing. And for this drawing, I'm going to go with gray. I think the 0 will be right here in the gray area. Okay, so pause the video if you need to. Okay, so it was the yellow, 1 and 4 and 37 to 40. In the last drawing, nothing's there. And in this drawing, I went with the gray, which is the 5 and the 33. Oops. So I'm going to get rid of that 14 and the 42. Okay, so pause the video if you need to X out your numbers. Then the next one is 14. Okay, last one was red. No red numbers came up. And for this drawing, I don't think any gray numbers are going to come up again. So I think the 0 is going to be right here. Okay, so red for the last one. You can see there's nothing left. Okay, and over here for this one, I'm going to go with gray. So it's 66, 12, 24, 28. And then it was 37, 41, 69, 57. So there's nothing there. Okay, and the last one. Sorry, let me go back over to here. Go back down. Remember to pause the video if you need to make your pick. And again, pause the video if you need to X out those numbers that you picked. Okay, so here's the last one. And as I head down, the last drawing had no green numbers to it. And I don't think any blue numbers are going to come up on this one. Okay, so I think the 0 will be right here. So green for the last drawing. 12, 20, 27, 26. Nothing to eliminate. Okay. And then here, I don't think any blue numbers are going to come up. So it's the 4 to the 65 and the 40 to the 61. And I'm going to get rid of the 47. Okay, so that's it. So you can see that with the last drawing, this 58 should be gone. I should have eliminated that somewhere along the way. Okay, so with this, you can see that there's more than 5 numbers And the reason is because the 69 and the 53 share a square, and the 66 and the 8 share a square. Okay, so the only way I could get rid of those if I eliminated the colors. Okay, so even if I got rid of all the orange, I would have eliminated the 8 and the 66. Okay, so this one's kind of tricky. Okay, so the winning numbers were 2, 8, 14, 24, and 69. So you can still see that they're still all on the board here. Okay. I don't know where this 51 came from. I must have got confused. This should have been gone too. Okay, so these are the numbers that are left. So last drawing, you would have had to really make a decision on what was going to come up. Okay, so for this drawing, you can see that I did eliminate it down to 5 numbers. Okay, so I'm going to go with the 10, the 16, the 46, the 52, and the 59. Okay, so we'll see what happens, and that's about it. So I just want to go over the odds of things. Okay, let me go back to this group 2 one more time in case I rush through it. Give you the opportunity to pause the video. Okay, and then you could pause the video up here to X out your numbers. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the odds of things. Okay, so the grand prize odds are 1 in 292 million. Okay, my goal right here is to get the $1 million prize. Okay, I mean bonus if I do get the grand prize right. Okay, but this is my goal, and that's the odds are 1 in 11,688,000. Okay, so as the the prize lowers, of course the odds lower as well. Okay, but still really tough to pick everything correct. All right, and of course that's why it pays so well. All right, so the reason why I'm putting this out there is I see a lot of videos on YouTube that say, hey, I guarantee you'll win with this lottery gimmick of mine. And, I just got to say, well, look at the odds. The odds are just astronomical. So a lot of people out there are probably saying, well, what are you doing? And I'm just saying that this is a game to help you pick your numbers. It should be for entertainment only because of the odds. Okay, so moving on in closing, okay, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you'd like to support my channel, please go to my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/decoding the Powerball. And as always, I want to wish you the best of luck with your picks.